Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. And we've got a new setup today, so we're going to see how it goes. If it's not that great, we're going to give it another shot, try and refilm it somewhere else, try and rejig what we've got. But I'm keen to get into this one. This has been a huge one in my life and let's get going. So take it back to 2015. I was maybe 5 minutes into the class and I'd be getting kicked out. And this would happen repeatedly. You know, it's getting to the point where this guy goes to me, "Why are you always getting kicked out of classes?" And I say, "Look, man, I really don't know." An hour later, my mate saw me. I just gotten kicked out of the class and he's just laughing, rightfully so. But I got kicked out of the class. I was just sitting there and then he comes along and it's pretty funny. He's just been talking to me an hour ago about how I'm always getting kicked out of classrooms. So that was good laugh. I was able to go from that to studying mechanical engineering. So I just thought I'd talk about what I actually thought ADHD was. It's very useful to go, "Oh, you've got ADHD. Cool. What does that actually mean?" If we're going to strip it back to its purest form, it means you have a deficiency in dopamine or you're doing instant gratification activities, which means that you're getting a short spike of dopamine now. In the future, you're not really all that motivated. You can imagine if you were to do something like go to the gym, eat healthy, all these things would give you dopamine after you've done them. They might not feel the best at the time. After you've done them, you're going to feel pretty good about yourself. What ADHD essentially means is you don't have enough dopamine from delayed gratification activities. That's really what it means. So you can imagine, you know, this is a generation now where everyone's going on TikTok. I used to be one of those people. I'm not going to sit here and go like, "No man, I've never touched TikTok, bro." I went on it 5 hours a day, but that's a story for another time. The medication that I was on would make me feel terrible. The only way I can describe it is as if you're having 5 cups of coffee and probably more, probably like 10. Yeah, probably 10 cups of coffee. You've had 10 cups of coffee and someone's controlling you. Man, I don't know how to explain it if you don't have it. You either get it or you don't, you know what I mean? It was terrible nonetheless though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was only able to focus when I had my medication. So it was kind of like a drug addict. Most of the time I couldn't focus. My focus actually went down when I wasn't on the medication. Then when I'm on it, I can focus, but I just feel terrible. I just don't think it's worth it at the end of the day. So I stopped taking it and I wasn't able to focus, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna cop it. I don't really care if I can't focus, if my life feels terrible the whole time, but I'm getting stuff done. It just doesn't really seem worthwhile, does it? What does this mean for you? If you want to get rid of your ADHD, be able to focus more, what does it mean? It means that you've got to cut out the high dopamine, fun sort of activities. Look, dude, they're not really that fun when you really think about them. They're pretty ludicrous when you really think about them. Netflix, I don't even use it anymore. I look at Netflix and I go, "What is this? This is just cheap entertainment." A lot of the stuff on there isn't even good anyway. So, you know, maybe if you're fine watching C-tier movies, cool. Go and watch your C-tier movies. That's fine with me. All the other things, obviously TikTok I've already talked about, social media is a huge one. That's really bad for your mental health as well. That's a long discussion. That's the one for another time. What I will say is if you are currently using social media and you're not producing, get off it. It's not doing you any good. The other ones would be junk food is a huge one. It feels really good at the time. Afterwards you go, "Bro, what did I just do?" You just think to yourself, is that even worth it? I just consumed this mindlessly. I don't even think about it and now I feel terrible. That's a huge one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that as soon as you can. That's a whole bunch of issues. It's not good for your energy levels. It's not good for you long term. It can lead to health issues down the line. There's many more. I could go on about that for minutes, but I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. It was during the middle of lockdown in 2020 and I was doing year 12. I wasn't able to focus. Why? Dude, I was grinding Clash of Clans. I was playing 5 hours of Clash of Clans a day, sometimes more, sometimes 6 or 7 hours a day. And my mates couldn't understand it. I'm just sitting on it in class, just mouth breathing. You know, Clash of Clans, raid. When I wasn't raiding, I was planning. So I'm just, you can get these things for Clash of Clans where you plan it. You get it on your phone and you go, oh, this is how long it's gonna take me to max out this town hall or whatever. I played it for 3 years. Putting it down was the best choice in my life. You can imagine, I can't focus on anything. I go into a class, it's all online, so I don't go into a class. I go onto a Zoom call and I can't focus. I'm sitting there for 5 minutes and I just get up my phone, Clash of Clans. When I took this out of my life, all of a sudden the ADHD, now this is controversial, but I don't care, I'm gonna say it. I've been diagnosed with ADHD. You can't at me, bro. And then people go, oh, did you actually have ADHD? Bro, I get 5 minutes into a class and I'd interrupt it because I was bored. If anyone hated ADHD, it would be me. And I don't even know if it's an actual thing anymore. People are like, oh, what do you mean? I go, I mean exactly what I say. I don't know if it's an actual thing anymore because people are mindlessly consuming these high dopamine instant gratification activities. And everyone kind of knows it's bad. At the time, I sort of thought, no one really respected me for playing Clash of Clans. I don't really even respect myself, if I'm honest. Yeah, when I took that out of my life, I'm suddenly able to go an hour. It was hard. Like, I obviously had withdrawals for it because I was addicted. I was able to go an hour focusing on a task. And as I've continued to take those bad habits out of my life that are sapping my dopamine, I'm able to focus for 3 hours in a row. Sure, maybe I'll get a bit restless after an hour. I'll do some push-ups or go walk around the house, chat to my family for 5 minutes and then get back to it. But the point is, I can go for 3 hours without looking at my phone. I don't pick it up for 3 hours and I can just focus on a task. I've gone from being kicked out of class to doing mechanical engineering. I'm halfway through my course. I'm halfway through. It's pretty good. But I'm telling you, when you start taking these bad habits out of your life, dude, you can do so much stuff you didn't even realize. There's this quote from Socrates: what a shame it is for a man to grow old and not see his true potential. Probably butchered the quote, but you get what I'm trying to say nonetheless. But why would you get old and not know what you could have achieved? It's kind of just sad. What can you actually do instead of these bad habits? Start doing hard things. That's what I'll say. Start doing hard things that will reward you long term. It's things like going to the gym, eating healthy, studying for university or something like that, or a job or something like that, and constantly trying to level up your life. The minute I started realizing that I could level up my life instead of video games, dude, that's when life begun. That was really cool when I started to do that. When I started to level up my life instead of leveling up a game that didn't even matter. Sometimes I think, oh, I want to go back on Clash of Clans. And I go, for what? What am I going to do? I'm going to sit and level up my imaginary village instead of leveling up my life. Bro, this is fun. You get to level up your life. Sure, it takes longer, but the games hook you in because they're not real, bro. A lot of the stuff is reverse engineered so you immediately get a dopamine hit. It's not like real life. Real life is years of doing something and it's not even guaranteed. In Clash of Clans or whatever game, if you play long enough, you can get to the end. But in life, it's not guaranteed. You could lose all your money trying to start a business. That's life. It's better to take a risk than go, what if? My deathbed. That's my biggest fear. Getting to the end of life and going, what if? It seems sad. When I started doing the degree, it was tough. It was hard for me, but it was the best moment of my life. And I was missing it. I was missing it going, this is a lot of pain and suffering. And I wasn't realizing the hard things are the good things in life. Now, not every hard thing is going to be fulfilling. Working towards something that actually matters to you and it being hard, having obstacles that you have to overcome, that is the most fulfilled you're ever going to feel. What are the other things you can do? You can read a book. That's really good. Read a book before bed. That'll help you calm down. It'll help you sleep. Help your concentration as well. To be able to get more done in a day. Meditation. I personally prefer prayer. I pray. So that's my meditation. That's kind of brings me back to level, I guess, would be the way to say it. Literally doing nothing. So you just sit and stare at your wall and try and think about nothing to try and clear your brain of all the overthinking, etc. That really helps. Going for a walk, cold showers, journaling, all this sort of stuff. All this stuff that's really good and it will help you. It really will. I want to end this video by telling you I think you should think of one thing that you know is bad for you. You've been lying to yourself. Trust me, I've been there. I'd still do it to this day. I'll lie to myself. I'll go, yeah, bro, I just need a bit more sleep, bro. Be time my alarm will go off. I've slept fine, but I just want to find a way out of doing the work. I go, yeah, I just need a bit more sleep. Subconsciously, I know I'm procrastinating, but I do it anyway. So think of one thing that you can cut out of your life and it will help you improve. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one, guys.